Interesting, because you have almost all fire cards in your first row, and your general energy is the Fire King, King of Wands. So very, very fiery. Like, I'm hearing spicy Pisces. Like, I don't know what you're up to. I don't know what this is about, but a lot of fire in your own energy. And even two of the cards that are within your own element, okay, these are the only water cards. As far as like Hangman represents Pisces, the Moon also represents Pisces, but there is no Cups energy whatsoever. So what this is telling me, Pisces, is that you are kind of building up towards something. There's something major happening here. Feels like a climax of some sort, something that you've been working towards. That 10 of Wands has been a very long journey for you. You're about to hit the climax. And it feels like this very like intense kind of buildup all the way to the climax. So something major is about to come through in your life. And so they were trying to push some buttons to get a certain kind of reaction, or they were trying to pull some strings to, like, they were trying to anticipate your moves, right? And you might have been someone who was very kind or caring or loving towards the situation or this person. And it's like they pushed you a little too hard, okay? Or they pushed you a little too far. And it's like you transformed. You completely flipped, right? Queen of Swords to Two of Swords. So there was a shift. There was a flip in you. And this person's like completely surprised. Like, they didn't know that you had this side in you. It's like you went cold, but not just cold, like they saw you transform, like they saw the other side of you. Again, if you think about Pisces, it's one fish swimming upwards, which represents the light, but there's another fish swimming downwards, which represents the darkness, right? And so it's like they saw you flip, right? And they were not expecting this from you. That's what I'm getting, like it surprised them. And yeah, I just don't know what this was, but their attempts on you were not effective. Like, it actually did the entire opposite of what they thought it was going to do. And so you're showing up as a Fire King. So very beautiful. It's like all they can do is sit back and watch. It's like you're leveling up in some way. You're coming up very, very quickly. And they might have perceived you as water, right? Like, they might have perceived you as like the Queen of Cups or the King of Cups. And all of a sudden, it's like you pull out this fire side of you. Again, you're 12 signs in one. Okay, meaning that you tap in and out of energies that best suit you in that moment, which are most beneficial to you. And you did this to get out of the circumstance, out of that situation. Someone was trying to put you in a crossroads, or someone was trying to create some kind of inner conflict within you. Two of Swords. That's inner conflict, right? It's like maybe you already know what you want to do. Maybe you already know in what direction you want to go, but someone comes up and it's like, no, Pisces, you should go this way, or you should do that. Or the situation or the circumstance is trying to push you in the entire opposite direction, and it creates that inner conflict. But then Queen of Swords in the reverse. It's like it doesn't have a pull on you. It doesn't have an effect on you anymore, because you go straight from Two of Swords to the Ace of Wands. So again, I don't know what this is for you. We may have to clarify a little bit more to see what this is, but you have a lot of fire cards, which again tells me you're not actually in your element at this moment. Like, you are tuning into the fire to get yourself out of some kind of situation here that's been weighing you down. Death and Rebirth in the reverse, clarifying the 10 of Wands, okay? This talks about a long journey, a long path, a heavy load, a heavy burden, lots of responsibilities on your plate. And on top of what you're going through, or what you've been going through in this voyage, in this journey, death and rebirth in the reverse, you're also undergoing a transformation. And for a lot of you, this is literally a level up, okay? That's what I'm hearing. It's a level up. So a lot of energy. It does take a lot of effort and work to get to these levels. But I'm seeing you coming out successful from this situation, because Three of Wands to Six of Swords, these are both transition cards. So expect the unexpected is the message coming in from the Oracle deck. There is a major reward coming in. There's a major surprise. And to be honest, I don't like the word surprise, because you just never know what kind of surprise it's going to be, right? But this is expect the unexpected. It's exactly what it is that you've been expecting, but it might come from a different source. It might come in a different way, in a way that you didn't expect it, okay? It's like something that you set out for. It's like you're going to be rewarded for your work. You're going to be rewarded for the journey, for the work that you've been putting in, because it's been a very long journey and you've kind of just been pulling through, right? Death and rebirth in the reverse. There's unfinished business in the sense that you're still undergoing the transformation. So expect the unexpected. There's a major reward coming in. There's a surprise in terms of something that you were promised, something that you were looking forward to before you set on this journey. And I don't know what this is for you, okay? has to do with your ships coming in, 3 of Wands. And you set forth on some kind of journey, and the rewards are coming in. When spirit incarnates into earth, when a spirit incarnates into earth, they have a dream in their heart. They desire to manifest during their journey. This dream may include being of service to others in some way, such as uplifting humanity, healing, illuminating minds, or even balancing the scales of justice. The journey of bringing our service to the world is riddled with setbacks, detours, disappointments, and small wins. However, if you've been striving for a long time to materialize your hopes, dreams, and desires, this card congratulates you for your perseverance and fortitude. Your higher self comes to tell you that your faith, your persistence, and all your hard work has paid off. And a surprise is coming your way. Something you've been hoping for, trying to manifest and bring into being is on its way to you. This may be in the form of an unexpected source. Exactly. So it's like it's coming from an unexpected source. Like you were not expecting this. It's like the thing that you want, right? But the way that it's coming in is what's unexpected. Like that's the surprise itself. A new opportunity, divine assistance, a miraculous blessing, or even a gift. If you've been doubting, your higher self assures you that you have not been forgotten. Stay positive and expect something from the divine, from the universe, to help you on your path forward. So something here's coming, something major. Expect the unexpected. King of Wands. Again, you are embodying this energy of fire and passion and being a go-getter and taking action as you feel it coming up, right? Like you don't sit there to think about it. You are taking those actions. And also, this is the entrepreneur card. There are some new ventures here. Ace of Wands to King of Wands. There's something new here that you took a risk on, and it's finally coming through. It's finally paying off. Ace is number 1. King is the graduation, right? So it's like this is the general energy impacting your reading. So very, very beautiful. I don't know what you're on. I don't know what this is, but I can definitely feel it. It's like a buildup of fire. It just feels like you're about to hit a climax. An entrepreneurial spirit, a natural-born leader, ideas that can be ultra successful, a creative visionary, timelessness, success, and fire. Passionate and heart-fueled, we build this empire of light together. This fiery guy, he's charismatic and a natural-born leader whose vitality emanates through his laughter and his obsession with a life well lived. As you dance into this energy, you may feel a surge of entrepreneurial passion that pushes you to the edges of epic success. The card of masterpieces and soul inspiration, the King of Wands calls you to unleash the offbeat weirdo you've got inside and be absolutely unapologetic of your pursuit of the stellar. Ground your vision through wildly novel expressions of big ideas. And if you find yourself getting tripped up by the minute of every day, recruit help and map out the bigger picture. Holler passionately. Invite others to see what you see. The shadow side of this card is that you may not perceive your own blind spots because of an overzealous ambition. Keep arrogance and unrealistic expectations at bay and work out the kinks before charging ahead with your intensely vibrant heart. So yeah, this is the energy influencing the reading. So very beautiful. You're really tuning into that fire. You're really embodying this fiery energy that is, again, taking you straight through. Ace is the one, right? 4 of Wands is the accomplishment. This is literally the milestone. This is the celebration of finally arriving. 10 of Wands is the journey itself. 3 of Wands is what comes next. So very, very beautiful. It's like you're moving very swiftly. If you felt like you were kind of like hitting the gas, hitting the brakes, start, stop. Like it wasn't even just so much dependent upon you. It was like outside circumstances or outside obstacles that were kind of getting in the way. Like if it would have been up to you, you would have skyrocketed already, right? Like there was a lot of things that were kind of outside of your hands, outside of your power, right? That you really had to learn how to surrender with the Hangman and the Moon in the reverse. Sorry, Hangman in the reverse and the Moon in the upright. Both of your cards. This is having to surrender to a higher power. This is literally having to admit that some of these things are happening on a cosmic universal level and they're outside of you. Because again, the King of Wands, he wants to conquer the world and it's a very beautiful energy and you're tuning into this fire very beautifully. But the thing is, with these major arcanas, it's like some things are still unknown. Some things are still outside of your reach and outside of your control. And so you have to really surrender those things to the universe and do the things that you can do. Again, patience doesn't mean that you just sit there and do nothing. It means that you continuously work towards what it is that you want, expecting it to happen, but as you're patient on those results. There's a quote that's coming in, but I'm probably going to butcher this because I'm not remembering the full thing. But it's like having wisdom to know the things that you can change, right? No, I'm probably gonna butcher this, but it's a very famous quote. You guys probably have heard it before, but it's like, wisdom to know the things that you can change, and having some kind of surrender to the things that you cannot, right? That's not how it goes. I completely butchered it, but it's a very famous quote. My grandfather always used to say that. So it's like, you have the kind of wisdom, again, you're Pisces, that you're able to discern the things that you can control, the things that you can take action upon, the things that you can change, right? And the things that you cannot, and the things that you do have to release and allow the universe to step in. And you're doing a very good job of that. So congratulations again. These are all 3 major arcanas coming in for you. Queen of Swords in the reverse to 2 of Swords being the 2 first cards. There is something that you need to speak. There's a truth that needs to be said, and something to do with your throat chakra. You may be holding back on some kind of truth or something that you need to say. I don't know to who, I don't know what this is about, but this is coming in as throat chakra energy. Something needs to be spoken, something needs to be said, something needs to be communicated. I don't know if this is like a personal truth of yours or something that you've been holding back on, but it needs to be expressed, because some way, somehow, this clears the energy straight into the Ace of Wands. It's like it releases some kind of tension, right? And it's like you just skyrocket towards the climax, which is the Ace of Wands to the 4 of Wands. Okay, I want to know a little bit more about this. So, Holy Spirit, what is the Queen of Swords in the reverse and the 2 of Swords? What is this about? Okay, 6 of Cups in the reverse. All right, something about a past situation. Okay, it's like completely clearing out a past situation, but something needs to be communicated, something needs to be spoken, because even the 6 of Cups is in the reverse. So let me see here. 6 of Cups in the reverse. A need to forgive others, a reminder to forgive yourself, letting people in, a need to deal with regret. Okay, so I don't know what this is. This feels like something from the past. What is the 6 of Cups in the reverse for Pisces? What exactly is this, Spirit? Can you please clarify? Okay, 8 of Pentacles. All right, Okay, so this is kind of specific. This is why I don't like to clarify. But some of you may have been prioritizing some kind of work or some kind of skill set or some kind of experience, something material, right? You were prioritizing an 8 of Pentacles over a 6 of Cups in the reverse. And some of you may need to come to terms with that decision. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. What is your advice for Pisces in regards to the 2 of Swords and the Queen of Swords in the reverse? Emperor in the reverse, Page of Pentacles, and then the 3 of Cups. I'm going to just move this slightly here. Okay, so you felt like something was out of your control with the Emperor in the reverse. And you decided to focus on the things that you could change, the things that you could have a say over, right? Like, for example, the 8 of Pentacles is something that you're good at. It's a skill set, it's your work, it's some kind of a hobby, something that you do that you're really good at, and it gets you in the zone. 8 of Pentacles, it does bring material success, material wealth into your life, and it does expand your skill set. It's something that you can build upon, and something that's yours that cannot be taken away, right? Like your skill set, your morals, your values, your principles, like how you're investing your time, how you're investing your money. It's like something that you have control over and you have a say over. It's tangible, it's physical, it's simple, right? It's like going back to the basics instead of the 6 of Cups in the reverse, which is something that's emotional. And it has to do with other people. And it has to do with emotional connections. With the 6 of Cups in the reverse, it usually has to do with connections from the past. So something here, 2 of Swords to Queen of Swords in the reverse, you needed to speak your truth, or you needed to communicate something. But I'm getting something here that you held back communication, or you held back your truth in some kind of situation because you felt that the Emperor in the reverse, it was out of your control. You felt like nothing that you said or did was going to change the situation in some way. I don't know what this is, to be honest. And so it was making you feel a little bit like off balance. Like this situation, in whatever area of your life it was, because of the Cups, it has to do with relationships. Could be family, could be friendships, could be partnerships, could be marriage, could be, you know, a romantic relationship, could be a platonic relationship. It's just relationships in general, and it has to do with emotions, right? It's like you chose simplicity and you chose the Pentacles over the emotions because you felt that Emperor in the reverse, it was completely out of your control. And some of you held back communication, or you held back speaking your truth in this situation. Page of Pentacles, you chose something that felt more grounded to you, more stable, more safe, and more secure. And some of you, this might have just been your work, it might have just been your craft, it might have just been going back to simplicity and not allowing the emotions to take you down under. Okay, not allowing the emotions to keep you in a situation where you are going to continue self-sacrificing either your values, your principles. I don't know, maybe it's a family member that just like disrespected you or keeps crossing your boundaries or kind of offloads on you, right? Maybe it's a friendship that you notice that they're not really there for you like you're there for them, right? Like they don't really hold it down for you. They wouldn't do what you would do for them, right? So noticing that it's off balance, right? And noticing that you can't force another person to reciprocate that, right? Like, for example, a friend that you would, Three of Cups is a friendship card as well, or a soulmates card as well. It's like you would go that extra mile. It's like, okay, if you're my friend, right? Or if they're your friend, you know that you would have their back. You know that you would be there. You know that you would pick sides, right? And that you would be there for them. So you expect that in return if they're a real one, right? So it's like when you notice that they were not, they were more like kind of flip-floppers, two-faced, or whatever that was. It's like you felt like, okay, I may not have control over the situation. You may still care for them. You may still love them from afar. But Page of Pentacles, you got to focus on yourself, and you got to focus on the things that are best for you. Because some way, somehow, this was creating an imbalanced situation where you were having to self-sacrifice and you were not getting anything valuable in return. The Moon is also not having all the answers, not being able to see clearly, not being able to see the full picture. Queen of Swords in the reverse, the Two of Swords, a lack of communication, right? Whether you were not communicating with them or they were not communicating with you, I'm getting that it was you, okay? Doesn't necessarily have to be, but also holding the truth within. See how the cup is locked? The cup represents emotion. I don't know if you can see there. That cup, this is the Queen of Swords, by the way, she locked the cup of emotion, meaning she needs to make logical decisions. Because if you make decisions with your emotions, you may very well forgive them and tolerate that kind of behavior when it's kind of going against yourself. Hangman is in the reverse. When the Hangman is in the reverse, it means that you're self-sacrificing for something or for someone, or staying in a situation that is not beneficial to you. So Page of Pentacles, you went back to the basics. The Emperor in the reverse, you felt like you had no control over the situation. Three of Cups here. What is the Three of Cups for Pisces? What exactly is this? Six of Pentacles. Okay, this could very well be a new friendship, okay? A new partnership, or for some of you, even reconciliation. But Six of Pentacles, see how we go from water to something solid? Okay, see how we go from water to something real? It doesn't stay just in emotions, right? It doesn't stay just in thoughts. It manifests into something solid that you can count on, something real. So that's what you're focused on. You're focused on the pentacles. You're focused on the basic, simple things that you can touch, feel, and grab, and that you can call your own, right? Like your own work that cannot be taken away. So you're focused on the things that bring you back into simplicity and don't create these complicated situations that you can't even really define. Again, the Emperor is all about number 4, right? Foundations, control, power, leading, guiding, okay? He is someone who likes to feel like they're in power and in control of their own lives. So if you allow the emotions to run the show, like, what will actually happen, right? It's like it will make you feel like you're outside of yourself, like you're powerless to a situation, like you're giving your power away, and some of you even self-sacrificing. So this looks good, this looks healthy. I don't know what this is for you. This could very well be new people coming in because you're creating more space by releasing something. But for some of you, it could also be a reconciliation. But the thing is, this is what to take into account. Three of Cups, it goes from the water. It doesn't just stay in the emotions. It doesn't just stay in the cups. It turns into pentacles. So that's something solid, that's something real, that's something, it's simple, right? It's like you can put a finger on it, and it's not just like all this water where you're kind of going down under, and there's all these like questions and undercurrents, right? And even this energy that feels like you're kind of sticking around or self-sacrificing or giving up on your own principles, your own values, okay? The only people that get upset when you set boundaries are the people that benefited from you not having any, okay? So if these were people that resisted your boundaries or didn't respect them, okay, or expected you to show up in a way that they wouldn't show up for you, it's like you put a stop to that. But again, it's like you didn't explain that. You didn't explain the situation. You didn't explain the behavior. You kind of kept your truth inside. And this is why Spirit's encouraging you to voice it out, to voice out those expectations and to have clear communication. So this looks good. This doesn't, okay? Because whatever the situation was, it just made you feel like you were a little powerless. And that's the thing. That's the tricky part about emotions. Emotions are not logical. And you also cannot control them. You cannot control emotions. You either have to talk them out, work through them, do the work, or shut them out completely, or transmute them into something else. Okay, let's see here. Holy Spirit, what exactly is the Six of Pentacles for Pisces? The Devil and the Wheel of Fortune. And this is 6-6, because card number 15, which is the Devil, 1 + 5 is 6. 6 of Pentacles is another 6. There's some kind of material, earthly collaboration here. There's something real, okay? Something like physical. I don't know if this is a contract. I don't know if this is money, if this is some kind of investment, some kind of commitment. The Devil also talks about commitments. I don't know what this is, but it's something physical. So it's like those emotions are not just staying emotions. They're translating into pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. So luck is on your side when it comes to the situation. Again, Queen of Swords is in the reverse. You were holding back communication. You were holding back truth in some kind of situation here because you just felt like it was just out of your control. Like not something that you wanted to worry about. It's like you had to prioritize your way out of that situation. Why the Devil, Holy Spirit? Could be a Capricorn, doesn't necessarily have to be. Why the Devil? 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. Knight of Swords. Okay, this is kind of odd. You decided not to invest into a situation. Okay, I'm gonna move this camera just a little bit here so you guys can see. I'm gonna move these up. You have a lot of major arcanas, by the way. A lot of power cards. So the Devil is clarified by the Knight of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, there's some kind of communication. There's some kind of truth coming out. I don't know if this is from you or if this is from other people. Okay? I'm getting multiple energies coming in. 7 of Pentacles, you refuse to invest into something that was not benefiting you. See how we have the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, but the 7 of Pentacles in the... Sorry, 6 of Pentacles in the upright, 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. You decided not to invest into whatever this was. Yeah, some kind of frustration. It brought you some kind of frustration. Maybe you're the type of person where you're very like simple, you're very straightforward, okay? That's what I'm getting, like you're very simple, very straightforward. Is it black or is it white? Is it a yes or is it a no, right? Because you have places to go. You have things that you have to do, and you have a big climax coming in. It's like you've been building towards something, you've been feeling this energy build up inside of you, and you're about to hit the climax. It's been a very long journey for you to keep the flame lit. Because 10 of Wands, you see how dimly lit these flames are? This means that you've been at something for a very long time, and finally you're arriving, okay? Look at the difference in the flames. It's like something here is like, yeah, spicy Pisces is all I'm hearing. Like something's about to spice things up because you're finally hitting those goals, you're hitting those milestones. And so this feels like a completely like separate thing. This is where you're at, and this is what you've been working towards and what you've been building towards, and then this is something from the past. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. You were very frustrated with the situation because it's like, again, it's like a simple yes or no question. It's a simple, is it yes or is it no? Is it black or is it white, right? Like whoever you are, it feels like in the past, there was a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of complications, a lot of things that were underneath the water, a lot of undercurrents, right? And what I'm getting here is that you just went towards simplicity. You went back to the basics, you went back to simplicity, and this is how you're building up towards these results. This is how you're building up towards the wins. So you made the right choice, okay? You're doing an amazing job, but something here is coming in because there was no closure. okay? There was no closure, and there was a lack of communication, and maybe even holding back your truth. Knight of Swords is, again, very action-driven. Taking action on something and not investing into something else. It's like something that you released gave you back your clarity. It gave, like, you're very, very intelligent, okay? This is strong air energy coming in. So you might have Aquarius placements, or Libra or Gemini. You might have strong air placements somewhere in your chart. It doesn't necessarily have to be. You're all 12 signs in one, okay? So you can tune in and out of these elements as you please, as it benefits you. And so what I'm seeing here with the Knight of Swords is that, yeah, you released something and now you got all this speed. You have all this momentum, and most of all, it's like you have this clarity back. It's like, I'm kind of feeling you, like, really feeling into yourself, and it's like, okay, I got my edge back. Like, I hear you saying that, like, you got your edge back, like, you still got it. It's like you kind of drifted away from yourself for a moment because you engaged in a situation that made you feel out of control or powerless, okay? And it has to do with emotions because we have the Six of Cups. Again, emotions cannot be controlled. You can drown in a little cup of water, right? And it's funny to say that you're Pisces, so you're kind of used to the ocean, but look how she's kind of falling in deeper and deeper and deeper. You see that? With the Hangman in the reverse, this is your power card. Again, you're sacrificing some aspects of yourself for staying here too long. And now the swords come in. Okay, clarity, truth, honesty, your intelligence, you got your wit back, you got your edge back. And you have all this energy and this momentum in your advantage because you released it. 10 of Wands, you released the burden. Okay, haste, streamlined decision making, intelligence, wit, determination, saving the day. Okay, you're the hero. Like, you're really showing up for yourself in a way that you kind of felt like you lost yourself a little bit in this situation. I don't know what this was for you. Again, for some of you, I'm getting like a family dynamic or a work environment kind of dynamic, maybe in your business, in your company, in the workplace. For others of you, could have been in a friendship because we do have the Three of Cups here. It could have been a third-party situation as well. It could have been in a relationship because emotions are involved, okay? So it's something from the past that you were emotionally connected to that you felt the Emperor in the reverse. You felt a loss of power and a loss of control. So that's why you went back to simplicity. So this is why. It's like you're saving the day. You're finally showing up as... It's like before this, you were good. It's like you were doing your thing. You were really good. And all of a sudden, it's kind of like a blur, right? Like whenever you got involved with this situation, whenever you got pulled into this, it kind of feels like a big blur. Like you don't even know where it ended, where it started, how it happened. But you're kind of feeling like you're coming back to yourself once you've fully cleared this out. Because what I'm getting here is you already made your decisions, right? You already prioritized. But with the Queen of Swords in the reverse and the Two of Swords, it's like there's some kind of communication or some truth that needs to be spoken. And I don't know if this is just you personally or if this is you in a certain kind of dynamic. I don't know what this is about. But it's like the truth will set you free. Knight of Swords. You're not being driven by emotions anymore. Yeah, saving the day, the pursuit of excellence, ambition, assertive success. I move quickly. I move quickly to help others, and as I do, my dreams expand. This knight has one thing on his mind, and it's running towards his success, okay? So you're running towards your success. You're doing this for you. You're not doing this for anybody else. Yeah, he's determined and passionate, articulate and intelligent, and he has an intensity that is hard to grasp. With the grace and the speed of an athlete, he turns on a dime. And since he has no doubt in his sound logic, he succeeds. Are you bringing your belief in competitive assertiveness to your situation? How determined are you to accomplish this and to charge ahead with your quick thinking and strategic decision making? Strive for excellence every single day in order to bring a little of his magic into your life. As with all powerful energies, you may run the risk of being overly forceful or domineering. What I'm getting here is, again, you were kind of like placed in a situation where you lost a little bit of like your control or your power, and it's like now you're going full force, full throttle. So it's like you don't care what's in the way, you don't care. And again, I don't see anybody or anything in your way, so I'm not seeing that you're kind of breaking hearts or creating any kind of collateral damage. I don't see you doing that, but you are very driven. It's like something that was weighing you down and taking a lot of your energy, okay, and your mind power. This is the 10 of Wands. It's someone that's weighed down. right? It's like that, it's like you've released something, you've let go of something, and that's giving you all that energy back. It's giving you all that clarity back. It's like you got your edge back. That's what I'm hearing. So yeah, strive for excellence every single day in order to bring a little of his magic into your life. As with all powerful cards, yeah, you run the risk of being overly forceful or domineering. Be careful not to hurt others with your impatience to win. If you're feeling scattered, distracted, or blocked, spend some time organizing your thoughts and make sure that all your energy is hurtling in the same direction. So very beautiful. I see a big shift for you here. The Wheel of Fortune, okay? The Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. It's like you broke out of some kind of cycle here. I don't know, some situation or someone was trying to keep you in a cycle, but you've fully released yourself. You untether yourself from whatever karmic loop this was. In the reverse is a karmic cycle. In the upright, it's good luck. It's literally the lucky charm. It's going clockwise in the direction. Like the universe is in your favor right now. I don't know what you did. I don't know what you got out of. But things are changing for you in a very massive way. And this is what leads you to the Ace of Wands. Brand new beginning. Okay, Holy Spirit, what is this Ace of Wands for Pisces? What is this about? What is the Ace of Wands, Holy Spirit? Okay, the Fool in the reverse and the Four of Swords. Okay, this is what I'm getting. The Fool in the reverse. There was an opportunity that came by, okay? And you felt like you had not taken the steps towards this opportunity because the Fool coming up in the upright, it means that you took a leap of faith on something, okay? And I'm seeing here you did take a risk, okay? That's why I expect the unexpected. There are rewards and surprises coming in. But you might have felt like you missed out on something because you were having to literally do the healing work from whatever the situation was. So it's like you were kind of frustrated at whatever the situation was because you felt like it placed you behind. Like you had certain goals, certain ideas, certain things that you wanted to accomplish, and you were kind of putting everything together. And then this situation kind of comes out of the blue and it forces you to go through a healing cycle. And it's like all your energy, your time and attention was going towards this healing cycle, and you felt like you couldn't take a leap of faith on something that you wanted to do, which is this Ace of Wands. You didn't miss out on anything, okay? If you felt like you missed out on an opportunity or something like that, it's not true. But you were a little bit frustrated with the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse and the Four of Swords. You were frustrated because you were forced to heal from something that was unnecessary, from some kind of immature dynamic. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. What do you want Pisces to know about the Fool in the reverse? Ten of Cups, Eight of Cups. Whoa, okay. Why the Eight of Cups? Holy Spirit, why the Eight of Cups? The Tower, the Empress in the reverse, and the Nine of Cups in the reverse. What is meant to be yours will always be yours. I just want to say that, like, straight up. Like, if it's meant to be, it will always be. It will find a way, okay? So you didn't miss out on anything. I don't know how else to say it, because the Fool in the reverse, it feels like you wanted to take a leap of faith on something, but some kind of situation came out of the blue and placed you through a healing cycle. And the Fool in the reverse is taking a leap of faith on Ten of Cups, emotional fulfillment, Eight of Cups, having to walk away, the Empress in the reverse, the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Losing faith and hope on something here. Yeah, there's a lot of frustration coming in with the Seven of Pentacles. I don't know who or what the situation was that kind of came out of the blue, but there's some kind of frustration of having to be put through that. And there's a siren. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Okay, I'm taking that as a sign. Some of you were very frustrated with a person or a situation in your life. Why the Nine of Cups in the reverse? Nine of Pentacles in the upright. What is the Eight of Cups for Pisces, Holy Spirit? What exactly did they walk away from? What did Pisces walk away from? Page of Wands. Some kind of desire, something that you had passion for, some kind of desire. It feels like there was some kind of ultimatum here between emotional fulfillment and some kind of passion or desire. Wow, guys, I don't know what this is, but I feel that this just, it took a turn. It became something else. There's also a Tower moment in the situation. The Tower moment feels more like a realization that you had to make a choice. You had to choose something. What is the Page of Wands for Pisces? What exactly is this? You were forced to make a choice. You were forced to make a decision. The Hermit. Why the Hermit? What is the Page of Wands? Tell me more. Okay, Queen of Cups in the reverse in the World. Okay, I understand now. There's a cycle here that has been repeating in your life. Queen of Cups in the reverse. It's like some people take your kindness for weakness, right? It's like you show up and you show up authentically as who you are, right? Like the Queen of Cups. Whether you're male or female, right? Whether it's the King of Cups or the Queen of Cups, it just represents the energy of Pisces. So it's like there's a situation where you show up, you're very giving, you're very open, very compassionate, like you lead with your heart. You're not the type of person to play games. And it feels like some people have kept you in a cycle because of that. Like they see your good heart, they see your kind nature, and they keep trying to kind of exploit that. They keep trying to exploit those things about you. This is, okay, so I don't know if this is one person. Not the Emperor is showing up as one of your cards, feeling out of control over the situation, okay? But it feels like two separate situations. It feels like one in the past showed up completely out of the blue, and you were very frustrated. You were very, very frustrated because it placed you in the situation where you had to choose. It's like you had to make a decision. And then there's another situation that comes in, and this is general, so I'm trying my hardest not to like make it specific, but it's coming in as a specific message. Because you felt that a situation that came out of the blue, you were very frustrated because of the way that it came in, and the kind of, it's like there was some kind of games or immature or underhanded energy in that situation, where you had to cut off communication, and then you were forced to go into healing from whatever this was. Like it came out of the blue, right? And the Fool, having to take a leap of faith on a Ten of Cups, an emotionally fulfilling reality, right? Or potential with you and another person. An emotional fulfillment doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It can also be a friendship, platonic, business partnership, family. Could also be a relationship, like a romantic relationship. I don't know, apply this to your situation. But it feels like one situation comes out of the blue and you have to make a decision because it was completely out of your control. So you have to make a decision, and it frustrated you. You didn't want to invest into this anymore because it was very frustrating. And so when this comes in, you're forced to make a decision. You go here or you go here. And what I'm seeing here is that some people have taken advantage of your kind heart and your kind nature. And you've been in this cycle repeatedly. And it's like you have learned to shut down your emotions so that you could finally end the cycle where people take advantage of your kind heart or they take advantage of your good nature. It's like a Queen of Cups in the upright is someone who doesn't play any games, right? It's like she has her cup full, she shows up, and you know, she leads with the heart. But in the reverse, someone who's had to disconnect from the emotions because they've been placed in situations where they have to self-sacrifice themselves for other people, right? And this was the right decision, okay? Queen of Cups in the reverse, it was the right decision to cut off your emotions because you were in some kind of perpetual healing cycle here. And this was the ending to that cycle. So you did the right thing, okay? So don't think that you missed out on anything. What is meant to be yours will always be yours. If it's a real If it's meant for you, if it's a part of your destiny, it will come in. Okay, so you didn't miss out on anything, but I do get a little bit of frustration here. With that Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, there's some kind of frustration because someone used your kindness and being genuine and generous against you. And you're so used to that. Like, you've been through this dynamic so many times before. Wow, this I feel like I just tapped into something completely different. But yeah, wow. Okay, this is kind of crazy. And this is just like the two first rows here. I haven't even tapped into the rest of the reading. You have something major coming in. There's a big surprise. There's a big reward coming in for you. So don't think that the universe kind of left you there or forgot about you. Because yeah, something here was completely unfair and unbalanced towards you. And this has been a repeated cycle. Okay, because we have the two first queens in the reverse. It's like you've had to protect yourself. You had to defend yourself. And in that process, you have to disconnect from your emotions so that you can break the cycle. Because if you stay connected to the emotions, it's very easy to care for people and stay in situations that are going against you. It's like, for trying to help someone else, it's like you're betraying yourself in that process. So again, Queen of Cups in the reverse, you made the right decision to disconnect from your emotions. The Page of Wands to the Hermit. Yeah, some of you are in some kind of introspection and reviewing what the situation was, what it meant for you, what you learned from it, how you can grow from this experience. Page of Wands, you're going towards something that you're passionate about, towards some kind of desire of yours. Something that cannot be taken away from you, is what I heard. Okay, tell me more about the Page of Wands. What is this for Pisces? What is the Page of Wands? Tell me more. Ten of Swords, Knight of Cups. Yep, you're going for something that is one of your desires, something that again moves you, you're passionate, it motivates you, and it cannot be taken away from you. Ten of Swords. You've gone through too many betrayals and painful endings, and you had to end the cycle, whatever this was. Knight of Wands. Sorry, it's funny that I said Knight of Wands. This is Knight of Cups. We have water and fire coming in again. Water coming in with the Queen of Cups and fire. So you may be working with the elements. It's like you're kind of shutting down the emotions a little bit so that you can tune more into the fire, so that you can get the work done, so that you can climax, right? It's like you're building towards something and you can't let the water put out the fire. It's like you're really learning how to balance yourself out emotionally to the point where some of you are completely shutting down the emotions a little bit so that you can get to these outcomes. Okay, so so this is coming up for you, and this is the clarifier. So as you're reaching higher, as you're reaching for this wand, some kind of offer comes in. Okay, so for a lot of you, there's a big focus on your solar plexus chakra. So maybe a meditation or some kind of activation of your solar plexus chakra is really going to help you right now, because again, it feels like a rocket's about to be launched. And it just feels like that buildup of fire, because you're going from Ace being number 1, right? From the Ace, you're jumping straight into the 4, which is the accomplishment. It's literally hitting the milestone after the 10 of Wands, the very long journey, and then 3 of Wands, stepping into the next phase. Unexpected reward, surprise coming in from an unexpected source. You're onto something big here. You did have to make a decision here. And it's like you want to just bring closure to situations that were causing some kind of frustration. And I'm not getting that you took it as a personal thing. Maybe you just encountered this dynamic over and over in your life and you're like, oh my God, this again, right? But with the World coming up and the Queen of Cups in the reverse, you've placed an end to that. People are not going to be able to take advantage of your emotions anymore because you can shut them out. You can shut them out and you can make logical decisions. Because Queen of Cups in the reverse, you're emotionally disconnected. But you had to do that because then the other major arcana, which is the Hangman, self-sacrificing. Going against yourself for trying to be there for a certain kind of situation or person or circumstance that was betraying yourself in that process. That cycle is over. Major arcana to major arcana. Card number 21, okay? 2 plus 1 is 3. Because you did this, you've achieved some kind of a balance between your mind, body, and spirit. Mind, body, and soul, okay? Because if we let ourselves be guided by the emotions, it's like the emotions are going to take us in one direction, right? Whereas our spirit can take us in a whole other direction. And our ego, like, it's just like all these elements about us can completely pull us in different directions. And sometimes even make us feel like we're not ourselves. Like it's like it just feels like a blur. It's like you don't know until you're coming back to yourself. You don't know until you're kind of reflecting on the process. Okay, so let me see here. Page of Wands. Okay, because you chose this desire, because you chose this passion, because you chose to go for something solid that cannot be taken away. Again, this can be a passion project. This can be some kind of a new business. This can be a new venture. This can be something that, again, ignites you, excites you. It's some kind of creative venture that it's like it's yours. Like your experience, your skill sets cannot be taken away. So it's like you chose something stable, you chose something solid, and something that lights you up. And because of that, there's an offer that is coming in. Again, more fire, more water. I don't know what this offer is, but I'm not going to clarify that anymore because it's getting too specific. Let's move on to the Four of Wands. Holy Spirit, what is this Four of Wands for Pisces? Strong fire sign, strong water sign. Some of you may have a water sign coming to you. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Doesn't necessarily have to be. But you're tuning into your fire energy. So it feels like you're not even in your element, whatever the situation is. So whoever's coming to you, they don't perceive you as a water sign at all. Queen of Cups in the reverse, they don't. You're coming off as a fire sign. Spicy Pisces. I don't know what this is. But yeah, this could very well be a water sign coming in. Because it is the Knight of Cups. It is someone who is very in tune with their emotions. And they're not afraid to show it. Holy Spirit, what is the Four of Wands for Pisces? What is this exactly? Tell me more specifically. What is this for Pisces? Okay, I'm gonna put these back. It was too many cards. Holy Spirit, please clarify the Four of Wands. Please clarify the Four of Wands, Holy Spirit. Too many cards. Okay, just clarify with 1 or 2 cards, Holy Spirit. What is the Four of Wands for Pisces? High Priestess. Okay, so this is the climax itself. This is hitting the climax. So you go from the Ace, the passionate brand new beginning. Four of Wands is that milestone. It's literally a celebration. So this is the climax. High Priestess. You are receiving some kind of intuitive information about what this is. And what I'm getting here specifically is don't search for this advice or don't search for these answers outside of yourself, because it just may turn into too many voices. Too many voices pulling you in different directions. Too many opinions. A lot of like opposing kind of ideas. So it's like, do not subscribe to that because it can create inner conflict. So make sure that any kind of guidance, any kind of information that you're seeking at this time is coming from the High Priestess, okay? From your intuition, from your guides, from the divine, or even from another Pisces, because High Priestess is a Pisces card, because the Four of Wands is here for you. So you're going from Ace to 4. There's a big jump here. You're not going 1, 2, 3. You're going 1 to 4, and that's the climax itself. What exactly is the High Priestess for Pisces? You're receiving some kind of messages. The Lovers, there's a decision to be made. Four of Wands to the Lovers. For some of you, this is union. For others of you, this is some kind of decision that needs to be made in order to hit the climax. Okay, I'm not going to clarify anymore because it's getting more specific. Let's go ahead and move on. Three of Wands. What's coming in for Pisces, Holy Spirit? What is this next chapter? Okay, Queen of Wands in the reverse. Why, Holy Spirit? What is this about? more fire. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. Power couple. Yeah, you are very fiery right now, Pisces. I don't know what's gotten into you, but wow. Oh, wow. We have the Knight of Wands. So much fire in your reading. Expect the unexpected. There's a big surprise coming in. You're on fire, Pisces. I don't know what you're up to. I don't know what's gotten into you, but we have your main cards, which is the Moon, the High Priestess, the Queen of Cups, and the Hangman, but I'm picking more of the strong energy coming up from the fire cards. Three of Wands to the Queen of Wands in the reverse to the Knight of Wands. There was a side of you that through something or someone in the situation put your fire out, okay? It's like you were yourself, like you were this powerful version of yourself, like you were doing your thing, okay? Like you had your edge to you, right? Like you had your thing going on. When the situation came in, it's kind of like you felt like there's a lot of things that were out of your control. You couldn't control emotions. The Emperor in the reverse, you just felt out of control. There was nothing that you could do in the situation. So you decided not to invest into it because there was a lot of frustration coming from it. And so then we go on to these fire cards. Whatever the situation was, it kind of feels like a blur now. And you realize it put your fire out. It put your fire out, and now you're trying to find some kind of meaning in the situation so that you can bring closure to it, so that you can step into this very beautiful phase of your life. All fire cards, by the way, except for this one. Your first row is all fire. Okay, I think we have almost all the fire cards out on the table. 78 cards. This is crazy. Queen of Wands, yeah. Something or someone kind of put your fire out. And it was something to do with a past connection, because we have the Six of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Wands in the reverse. There's a need to reconnect with your fire. Be unapologetic about this, because it's going to help your momentum and it's going to propel you into this next phase. Knight of Wands. There's a similar message that came in yesterday's reading. I have not posted that one yet, but there's something here about allowing a certain kind of aspect of yourself, which is the teenager inside of you, to come out and play. Okay, not the inner child, not the wounded child. Okay, there's an innocence that comes from that energy, which is attached to the Fool. But what's coming in for you is to allow the teenager inside of you to come out and play. Because if you think about it, the teenager version of ourselves is one of the most repressed versions. Okay, the inner child can be wounded because they don't have the tools to handle a lot of the things that happen in life, to give it a conclusion or a meaning or to find healing. So a lot of us, and all of us, have a wounded inner child that we tend to have to do the healing work for, or it starts to reflect in other areas of our lives. But nobody really talks about the teenager. The teenager tends to be the one that's more repressed, because in that stage of your life, you're really pushing the boundaries, right? And it tends to be the phase in your life where you get in trouble the most. And adults or the system will guilt you or shame you about your actions. And so there's something here about the Knight of Wands to allow the inner teenager version of you, that boldness, that passion, that creativity that doesn't think too far ahead. Again, not making reckless decisions, but really tuning into desire, really tuning into passion, and allowing yourself to run wild a little bit. Take off the leash, take off the collar, and let yourself breathe. Because the Queen of Wands is someone who's repressed their inner fire. And I'm not getting that this was you. It was a situation that was putting out your fire with the water. And again, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, it was causing frustration because it was out of your control. So it's like you're getting your power back, so use it wisely. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to just get some advice. This is a very beautiful reading, okay? Nine of Pentacles. A lot of harvest and abundance is coming to you now, and it's going to restore your hope, because you may have lost hope in a certain kind of situation because you were put through a cycle too many times where you show up as your authentic self, leading from the heart, and people tend to want more. People tend to want to cling on to that. People tend to want to attach themselves to that or exploit that, and it's not fair to you. So it's like you've had to really disconnect from the emotions multiple times, and that's not who you are. So there's a little bit of a loss of hope or faith in humanity. And that's being restored now that you're letting this other side of you come out and play. It's like it's really balancing that out because it put out your fire for a little bit. Yeah, Empress in the reverse. For some of you, it might have even disconnected you from your femininity, because whether you're male or female, we all have both energies. When you don't feel safe enough to tap into this energy, you will shut it out. Okay, you'll go into survival mode, or you'll tune into the masculine version of yourself to get yourself through. And again, power couple here. Feminine unbalanced, masculine coming in strong. So these are two aspects of yourself, and tuning back into the fire, tuning back into the Knight of Wands is going to bring it back to the upright. Okay, so very beautiful reading, Pisces. Final advice, Holy Spirit, for Pisces in regards to this reading. Page of Swords. You will be getting some kind of new information about the situation, okay? That will help you kind of put a lid on it. That will really help you make sense of the situation. You're going to learn something new about it. So stay curious. Don't take it as a personal thing. We have the Temperance, it flipped, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Take this experience as some kind of balancing act within you. Because again, I'm seeing a lot of fire, okay, and water right here. So it's like, take this as a tempering kind of situation where it's helping you balance out your moon energy and your sun energy, your feminine and your masculine. It's like you've been anointed through this process. So you're showing up as the King of Wands, the Temperance, Pisces, learning how to alchemize this process to your advantage. And then Ten of Pentacles is leading to your wealth. Some kind of information, some kind of alchemy that you've achieved through this process is leading you to the Ten of Pentacles. See how you were at the 9? You're coming straight into the 10. Okay, this is the climax. It's like all this fire is turning into pentacles. It's turning into something physical, something that you can count on, and something solid. Not just water and emotions, right? Not just this fire that can eventually dissipate, but something comes from it physically. Something real that, again, is going to be here to stay. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles, lots of wealth and abundance coming your way, not just in money, not just in business, not just in resources, but also in spirituality, abundance all across the board. You're going from this 9 straight into the 10. This is graduation. This is maturity. This is all I have for your reading, Pisces. Blessings. Take care.